Shalom, shalom, Mosai and Christ bless. Welcome, saints. Welcome, family. I hope all is well with us in Israel. Yes, it's a long, long overdue class that we were supposed to had been giving you once a week, at least once a week. And as you heard or saw, it's supposed to be myself and Brother David. But as many of you know this is Canada, and one of the worst things in Canada to have is internet. And so, as usual, you have to bear with Brother David and I as we try to bring you this word. You know, as I always say, this word is going to come out. This truth is going to come out. Don't care how Satan and his minions try to distort us. Don't matter. You know, this truth is going to come out, and I'm going to speak it until my tongue cannot pronounce words anymore. All praises. So tonight, as you can see, the class is entitled Does Majority Rule? And no, it has nothing to do with Donald Trump. It has nothing to do with the Senate. It has nothing to do with government. Well, government, yes, but not, politics, as many of you may think. But as you can see, on my right, maybe on your left, you would see his brother David. And as I said, my internet is spotty and bad, but for some reason, this brother's internet is horrible. But again, we have to bear witness and hold firm and just bear with him as he goes through his trial. Brother David, you want to say something to the followers and the viewers?
Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters.
Shalom, brother. Shalom. Most High in Christ bless.
Most High Christ bless. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so as
Yes, I'm so perturbed from this internet problem.
internet, eh? Yeah, man, the internet is crazy. I always tell the viewers the internet is crazy in Canada. I don't know. We pay so much, but yet, the connectivity is horrible, man. Horrible, I tell you.
Yeah,
But all praises for whatever form and whatever amount we can get. We'll use it to the most high's will and ability, man. See, there he goes again. Brother is gone again, like a jumping beam. But with that being said, let's get to our theme. Let's get to our theme. We have to read that. All praises. Going to the book of Daniel, Daniel 7, verse 22. Daniel 7, verse 22. And as I read, it says, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possess the kingdom. All praises. That is our motto, that is our theme, and that is our belief. We who are the chosen people of the Most High, subscribing to this truth through the camp of chosen saints of God, Canada. That is what we believe. Until the Ancient of Days came. All praises. So that is what we're looking forward to, these prophecies to be fulfilled, for all of these judgments to come down on these wicked ones, and the Most High send the Christ to crack the sky to come and free us from this bondage that we are in. All praises, all praises. Yes, saints, as you can see, the things that are happening around us, we have all of these wildfires, all of these tornadoes, all of these hurricanes, all of these earthquakes, so many things going on, and yet our people would not wake up and understand these are all the signs of the times that the Christ spoke of when he was speaking to his apostles in the book of Matthew. Okay? Can you hear me, Brother David? Yeah, I guess Brother David can't.
yes.
Oh, you can hear me?
I'm with you.
All right. Yeah, I was just saying, all these things that are happening
Yeah,
around the world, these are the powers and the authority of the Most High. He controls all weather, all earthly things, And as I was saying, these are the things, the signs that the
yeah,
Christ is speaking of when he was talking with his apostles as they were walking in the temple yard. All praises. I don't know, we
Yes.
may have a late response, but yeah. Anyhow, moving on,
All
moving
praises. Yes.
on. Yeah, man, moving on, right? So, as I said, tonight's topic or class is entitled Does Majority Rule? And when we speak of majority rule, we often think of the majority being the many who are in power. But no, the majority rule or does majority rule alludes to the fact that we who are the chosen people of the Most High God are the majority of this earth. All praises. We are the majority of this earth, but yet we are subjugated and under control and subdued by the Edomite population or the so called Caucasian or the so called white man, who at this very time, until the time of times, are the ones that are in control and rule this wicked world. Okay? So it alludes to the fact majority does not rule, minority rules, all through the will of the Most High God. All praises, let me say that again, all through the will of the Most High God, because this is the way He has it set up. This is the way that He wants it. Why? So that His prophecies can be fulfilled, so that His word can be proven true, so that His will can inevitably be done throughout all things. All praises, all praises, all praises. Anything you want to add to that, Brother David? Again, Brother David is on a
Yeah.
freeze. Yes, go ahead, brother. We're listening.
God, Father, the Most High is kind of hello.
Yes, we can
The
hear
Most
you.
High right now he's lifting. He's waking up. Yeah, the Most High is waking up, especially African continent right
Yes,
now.
yes.
So he's got majority of the countries that's under um oppression by the Europeans.
Mm,
He's waking them up and slowly putting some spirit in them to fight back.
all
So
praises.
we can see all the changes coming,
Hmm.
and it's coming in a quickly, yeah, a quick
That's right.
motion,
That's
like a
true.
choo-choo train.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
No lie, my brother. No lie. No lie. Yeah, so when we look at the fact of the majority of the earth being we, the people of color, and more so the chosen people of the Most High God, when we equate it, the Edomite, the Caucasian, the so called white man makes up less than 20% of the earth's population. But yet, as I said, they have the authority and the power and the rulership of the earth through the will of the Most High. All praises. So, anytime you Google that, you just try it and see what Google says to you. You would realize that
Yeah.
it shows their control and their concerted effort to try to disavow valuable and true information. Because whenever you Google who is the, or sorry, not who, what percentage of this earth is the Caucasian or the white or the Edomite race, it will always tell you they are the majority ruling nation when it comes to percentage. At I think they have it at 75%, if I'm not mistaken. 75% of this Earth's population, they say, are Edomites, Caucasian, or so-called whites, which we know is a lie.
Yeah.
Which we know is a lie. All praises. You agree with
As
that,
you were
Brother
saying
David?
about the Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Yes, our praises. Yes, it's definitely a lie,
Yeah, yeah,
and the
definitely.
truth
This
has to
truth
come out.
must come out, brother. The truth must come out. Don't care how they control, the media, how they control uh, the narrative. The truth must come out because this word, this word that we live by, that we read, that we subscribe to, this is the undoubtable truth. All praises, and this has to come out. What something you wanted to read or say, brother?
Yeah,
Yeah, brother David froze again. But with that being said, let's look at a fact. When you Google the world's population of the earth, and it stands over a little over 9 billion people to date. All praises, little over 9 billion people to date. And when we look at the amount of percentage that, sorry, not percentage, the amount of population that the Edomite, the Caucasian, the so called white incorporates is just barely over 2 billion. Just barely over 2 billion. So look at that
this is killing me,
ratio,
man.
9 billion plus, and they
Mm.
account for 1 billion plus. Okay? So that's roughly 8 billion other nations of people that are on this earth. And out of that 8 billion, I will not lie, I do not know the mass majority that we incorporate, but I know we are the largest. When you talk about skin color and nations, the Negroid is the largest, but yet one of the minute is the majority that rules. All praises.
All
Is that
praises,
not
all
crazy,
praises.
Saints? That's just crazy, hey, Brother David.
Yeah,
I tell
like
you, man.
I mean, it's their time, and we can't, I mean, there's not much we can change about it because
No,
the
no,
Most
no. There's
High is the
nothing
one.
we can change
Is
about
the
it.
author of, huh?
Now I say you're right. There's nothing we can change about it. That's
Yeah,
true. Hmm.
because I mean, their name is Esau. Eh?
Yes, sir.
His blessings
Mhm.
was the sword,
That's right. Ah, there you go. There
right?
you go.
And
We can
because
find
of
that in
our,
Genesis.
yeah, because of our iniquity towards him, he
Hmm.
awake, he
Hmm.
awake the Edomites over us. As
That's right.
Zephaniah
Oh, you cut out. You was coming with a script and you cut out, better.
said, the Lord of
Yeah.
hosts, smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn mine hands unto the little ones.
So you have to say that script again because you cut out when you started with your script, better. That's Zephaniah what?
Okay, Zephaniah 13 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
Or Zechariah, pardon me, Zechariah 13 and 7.
Zechariah
It
13
says,
7. Let me find
awake,
that.
O sword, against my shepherd. Yeah,
Zechariah 13 7. For all you brothers and sisters out there that didn't hear what Brother David
Zechariah.
read, Zechariah chapter 13, verse 7. And I'll read it for clarity for them, brothers, because you keep cutting in and out. And it says, awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and
Yes.
against the man that is my fellow,
Yeah.
saith the Lord of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn mine hand upon the little ones. All praises. All praises. So you want to break that down for the family out there, Brother David?
All praises. Yes. The Most High is showing us that laws and His commandments, and because He treasures us, He has to give us a certain kind of a punishment. So He sent the base man. the worst man of humanity to
Mm.
be ruler of over us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All praises. That's right, my brother. That's right. Because remember, as you said, Esau was cursed. All right. And the curse being that the elder was supposed to serve the younger, right?
You're
But
right.
yeah, when we look at it, remember the Most High switch it around because, like you said, of our disobedience, because of our inherent trait to always disobey and not follow His word, His laws, His statutes, and His judgment and commandments. And so the curse was put on us for us to get subjugated. All
Right.
praises? Yeah,
All
because
praises.
he took the blessing from our father and he gave it back to Esau. But
Yeah.
in the end, he made a prophecy that it's all going to revert back to the way it was supposed to be.
Right.
Right?
Through the
Yes, man.
promise, through the
Mm,
promise that he gave to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob
all
and David,
praises. Yes,
right? He cannot put us, he can't make us bear too much.
that's right. That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Yes,
So
because of the love. You there, brother?
him, cast him down,
Oh boy,
deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
you cut out again. We didn't get that script, brother. We didn't get that script. Like I say, saints, family, brother David is. I don't know if my
Psalm 17 and
yes,
13.
Psalm 17 and 13. Let me get
Yeah.
that, brother.
Okay. It's a precept upon precept now.
Mm,
So that's how we understand the Bible. Precept upon precept, line
all
upon line.
praises. That's all.
Here,
Psalm
here,
17, verse 13, you said?
verse 13. Yes.
Psalms chapter 17, verse 13. Let me read it aloud for those who would not have heard it. It says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. All praises.
Perfect.
Mm,
Because Esau's gift was the sword. He was gonna
that's
get the
right.
fatness of the earth
That's right.
and all the oil, just like Jacob. Jacob was gonna get the fatness of the earth and all the oil
Mm,
and the
mm,
blessings. But Esau was gonna get the sword.
mm-hmm. All praises.
So
Yeah,
anytime
that's yeah, go
anytime
ahead.
you see anytime you see a sword mentioned in the Bible, he's talking about the wicked, and the wicked is always gonna be Esau.
All praises. Yes. Okay, so with that being said, let's start this class. And tonight's first book that we're going to read from is the book of Habakkuk. We're going to start at Habakkuk 2 and verse 12 because we already understand who is the majority that rules this earth. We already understand who is the wicked one. And we know, according to the Bible, the wicked are the ones controlling this earth. All praises. So let's go to Habakkuk, as I said,
All praises.
Habakkuk 2 and verse 12. And it reads, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity. I think you can read into that, Brother David. That's one of your most favorite topics that you like to come at our people with. It
Yes.
says, yes, Habakkuk 2 and 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity. All praises. So, in fact, in actuality, that is speaking about
Yes. Yes. Yes.
the Edomite, the so-called white man, how they have treated our people throughout the centuries, throughout them attaining power, throughout them attaining control of our people through slavery, through hypocrisy, through deceit, through lies, every which way that they can maintain and establish their control and dominance over this earth and more so over our people. Okay, so that's why Habakkuk 2 and 12 says, woe to him that builded a town with blood, because we know they have done the greatest mass murder on this earth in the history of mankind. Everybody always talks about the Jews and what they suffered. You know, all praises, mind you, they suffered and they were killed intolerably, but there was no other mass genocide, murder, and killing bigger than what the so-called white man has done to our nation and our race of people. All praises. So that's why it comes in Habakkuk 2 and 12 and says, woe to him
All
that
praises.
builded a town with blood and established a city in iniquity, because they have done it evasively through wickedness. They have written all the laws to favor them. They have established governments under their control and controlled only and mainly by their people. They have built cities where they subjugate us not to be among them. Every which way that they can think of to use their authority, to use their might, to use their control, they have done it to keep us down, to belittle us. All praises. And they kill us in the cities. We notice our
All
brothers and
praises.
sisters are shot dead. And what is the recompense? Nothing, because the laws, as I say, it is in their power, it is in their control. So that's why when you read Habakkuk 2 and 12, it says, woe to him that builded a town with blood, because remember what woe means. It's a warning. Something is going to be paid back for what was done. Woe to him who builded a town with blood. All praises. So, yes, saints, we know that the time is coming.
All praises.
These wicked ones are going to have to repay for all the blood that they shared, the blood of the saints of the Most High, his chosen people. Okay? So we may endure for now, we may suffer for now, all through the curses. But remember, joy coming in the morning. The time is going to come. We may not live to see it. Brother David and I may not be here. Many of you may not be here. But stand and rest assured, that day is going to come when the Most High is going to send the Christ to crack the sky, come down with a blazing sword of fire to redeem us, his faithful, his chosen. All praises, his
All
chosen.
praises.
Yes, man. You want to add anything to that, Brother David? So just bear with us, saints. As you said, for those who just joining us, you know our internet is horrible. So anything you want to say to that, Brother David?
My phone is dying.
Well, I guess that brother is out. Yeah, so as I was saying, we know that through bloodshed, through death, through sorrow, through suffering, is how Esau, how the Edomite, how the so-called white man has gained and maintained control of this earth, and more so over us, their brothers and so-called sisters, through the Most High God. Okay, so let's go to what I want, Exodus 21 and 16. Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. Let's look at the recompense for Habakkuk chapter 2. Exodus chapter 21 and verse 16. Let's see what the Most High had to say there. And I read Exodus 21, 16. It says, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Let me read that again. Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. So you see what that says, saints? For all of this corruption, all of this iniquity, all of this bloodshed, all of the time that they have had us in forced slavery, working their farms, gleaning their plantations, laboring in their houses, cutting and building their countries, cities, just killing us needlessly, senselessly, mercilessly through slavery, forced labor. The Bible says in Exodus 21, verse 16, and he that stealeth a man, because remember, they stole us from our homelands, divided us as a people. All praises, put us all over their kingdom and had us subjugated, working our fingers to the bones, our forefathers, working for free, in slavery, suffering, dying. They were hanged, they were raped, they were murdered, eaten by pigs, eaten by dogs, shot, beheaded, stabbed, burned, all manner of things. For Habakkuk 2 and 12, because it said by bloodshed. And so we see the recompense. The book says, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. So that time is coming. Be on guard, Esau. Be on guard, Edom. Be on guard, so-called white man. Your time of recompense is coming. All praises to the Most High. That's why we read Daniel chapter 7, verse 22, with all surety and confidence and belief that the Christ is going to come and he's going to exact vengeance and judgment. All praises, vengeance and judgment. You know, the Most High says, vengeance is mine, that said the Most High God. All praises. So we lost Brother David again, but if it be the Most High's will, he'll be back. And if it be his will, I will continue to broadcast. I will continue to broadcast. And so let's go to the book of Zechariah 11. Zechariah 11. We're going to read verse 4 and 5. Book of Zechariah, chapter 11. Let's get an understanding here. We're going to read verse 4 and 5. And it reads, thus said the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. That's powerful things. Because that's telling you, Edom, the wicked one, the Edomites, the so-called white man, they have no remorse for what they have done and what they are doing, because they don't feel that they are doing anything wrong. They feel that they are ordained by the Most High God to do this to the earth, to rule all nations, all manner of people, in any way they deem fit, to keep control. And they're not wrong. They are deemed to be in control, but they're not deemed to do the wickedness and the bloodshed that they do to the Most High people. He has given them authority. He has given them control. But it is not necessary or deemed to them to do the wickedness, the murder, the rapes, the slaughter, the killings, the deceit, the lies, and the corruption that they do to our people. That is not a part of the plan. But through our obstinance, our disobedience, we partake and follow and subscribe into the iniquities that Edom, Esau, the so-called white man, the Caucasian, feeds us. Okay? Let's read that again. That's powerful things. Zechariah 11, verse 4. And it says, Thus saith the Lord, my God, feed the flock of the slaughter. Okay? Feed the flock of the slaughter. And verse 5 says, Whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not accountable. Sorry, not guilty. Sorry, word says not guilty. Okay? Because remember, they have the authority. They write the laws. They write all the bylaws. They write the rules. They make up every rule to suit themselves. Okay? Everything they've done through history, they have covered it up, washed it away, called it lies, proclaim themselves to have clean hands. Because like I said, they have no remorse. They have no accountability. Because they feel that they are doing this through the ordination, the right, and the will of the Most High. And in part, they are right. In part, they are right. But as I said, woe be unto them. All praises, woe be unto them. For all the injustice, the iniquity, the murder, the death. Because the Most High did not give them authority to do that. All praises. But that's a powerful one, saints. And let's read it. It says, And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord. Can you imagine that? They say, Blessed be the Lord. They're giving praise to our God for the authority that he gave unto them to subjugate and control us. Because they feel it is within their right and privilege to kill us, to shed our blood in any which way they feel and deem necessary to keep control. Wow. And it says, For I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. You see that? It says, For I am rich, meaning that they have control over everything. If you own a house, they own it, because if you don't pay their banks, they take your house. You don't pay their government taxes, they take your house. All praises. You want food, you have to go to their stores. You want clothing, you have to go to their stores. You want credit, you have to go to their institutions. You want knowledge, like not the right kind of knowledge, but their knowledge, you have to go to their schools. So that's why he says, For I am rich in all substance, in all control, in everything. He's blessed to be that way. That's why he says, Blessed be the Lord. And then he goes on to say, And their own shepherds pity them not, which is true. Our leaders, our teachers, our priests, our pastors, our ministers, they don't care nothing about us. They are hand in hand with the wicked ones, leading us astray, helping them to dominate us, helping them to brainwash us, helping them to control us, selling us out, feeding us idolatry, immorality, all right, profanity, lies, false doctrines, teaching us the way of the Edomite. So that's why it says, And their own shepherds pity them not, because they are living off of the fat of the land. Their coffers are being filled. They're driving the best cars, living in grand houses, traveling the world, money in the Edomite banks, big buildings that they own that they call the house of the Most High God, that we pack up just to go and watch them in their fancy suits, speaking on their loud microphones, feeding us lies, lies. All praises to the Most High. But again, that is the will of the Most High. That is the will of the Most High. That the minority should rule the majority and subjugate us. So now, what do I want? Let's go to Hebrews chapter 10. Hebrews 10. And let's get Hebrews 10. Yes, things we have to endure. We must endure. Remember, the book says, the race is not to the swiftest or to the fastest, but to the one who endured to the end. All praises to the one who endured to the end. Hebrews 10 and 23. I'm reading Hebrews 10 and 23. And it reads, let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering. Okay? For he is faithful that promised. And so we know that if we say that we are followers of Christ, we say that we are of the stock of Abraham, the lineage of Isaac, the seed of Jacob. We are inheriting into the promises of the Most High God, into the promises of the Christ. So as I said earlier, we have to endure to the end. It's like what it says in Revelations chapter, I think it's chapter 12. No, Revelations 3 verse 12. It said, let no man take your crown. All praises. Let no man cause you to lose your crown. It's just as it says, we have to endure wholeheartedly, knowing that this is the way that the Most High has it set up, and that no earthly man can change this. None. Malcolm X came, Martin Luther King came. Who else? They had that Edomite John F. Kennedy tried. Many people. A lot of our brothers and sisters, some Edomites, but woe be unto them. They paid the cost, because it's not ordained for any man, whether so-called white man or so-called black man, to change the way of the world. It must run its course. It must run its course. So let's read that again. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 23. It reads, let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering. Stand firm in this faith, in this truth, in this belief. Stand firm. Do not waver. Never double think. Never doubt yourself. Sorry, not yourself. Never doubt the Most High. Never doubt the Christ. Because it's through them that we obtain the promises, and we remain faithful and steadfast in this walk. All praises. So let us look at the bigger picture. Let us look at the mark. Let us look at the reward. Let us be mindful of the coming of the promise and the kingdom. What a joyous day. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be beautiful. When you read Isaiah, it says it's going to be a horrible day, but yet a joyful time, because we who are in that book, who are sealed, we know what the outcome is going to be. Although it's a terrible day on this earth, it's going to be a beautiful time in the reaping. All praises. So what do I want next? Let's go to Sirach chapter 38, I think it is. Sirach chapter 38. Let's see what we have to do in here. Sirach 38. And let's look at verse 17. Wow, that brother left us and never came back. Sirach chapter 38, verse 17. And it says, weep bitterly and make great moan and use lamentation as he is worthy, and that a day or two, lest thou be evil spoken of, and then comfort thyself for thy heaviness. All praises. Okay, let's read that again. It says, Sirach chapter 38, or Prologue of Wisdom. Sirach chapter 38. Okay, and it reads, verse 17, weep bitterly and make great moan and use lamentation, because it's telling us that we know we are suffering and we know that we are going to suffer. So that's why it says weep bitterly, because nothing is going to change. Everybody always says, oh, better is going to come, better, change is going to come. Remember that beautiful song, change is going to come, change is coming. No, brothers and sisters, not on this earth until the Christ cracked the sky. Every time we put our hope, our belief, our trust into another man to save us, we are cursing the Holy Spirit and denying the will of the Most High, because we believe that man is mightier than the word of the Most High God. It's okay to stand for a cause. It's okay to work for better, but it is unrighteously wrong to believe that a man is going to change our condition and change our way, or countermand or break the word of the Most High God. All praises. False hope, brothers and sisters. False hope. So it says, weep bitterly. Yes, we have to weep because we're in sorrow, we're in pain, we're in suffering. And it says, and make great moan, cry to the Lord. When it says make great moan, cry to the Most High. Let yourself be heard. All praises. And use lamentation. Yes. Okay. Do what you got to do. Get on your knees. Anoint yourself. Pray. Cry. Mourn. And weep. All praises. And weep. And it says, as he is worthy. Okay. As he is worthy. Let the Most High hear you, because that's why it says, as he is worthy, because of the promise. Deliverance is coming. He said, I will not forget you. I will be with you wherever you are, wherever you go. He will never forget or forsake us because of the promise that he made. And it says, and that a day or two, lest thou be evil spoken of, and then comfort thyself for thy heaviness. All praises. See what the Most High say? Lest it be for a day or two. Meaning just like that. For us, it's a lifetime. But for him, it says, just wait a while. Lest thou be evil spoken of. Meaning that, just as we say, you put your faith in man trying to change things because you don't want to wait. You jump into action trying to overthrow governments. You didn't want to wait. All praises. And so it says, and then, so lest thou be evil spoken of, and then comfort thyself for thy heaviness. So just wait and take heed. Be comforted to know that judgment is coming, that deliverance is coming. It's not here on earth. It's not among men. It's not with our brothers and sisters. It's not even with the other nations. It is coming. That's why it says, take comfort in thyself for thy heaviness, knowing that it is going to be relieved. All praises, knowing that it is going to be relieved, saints. Is that not great? All praises to the Most High. His promises are sure. His word is true. That's all we have to live by. Daniel chapter 7, verse 22. Proclaim it until the Ancient of Days comes to give us this kingdom. That's all we live for. So what do I want now? In the book of Hosea chapter 1. Hosea chapter 1. I am so sorry we lost Brother David. My goodness. Brother full of knowledge and inspiration in the spirit. And he wanted to share with the family tonight. But Lord's willing, he will be back in better times. So let's go. We're going to the book of Hosea chapter 1, and we will read verse 10. Hosea chapter 1, verse 10. And it reads, Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living God. All praises. It says, in the place where it says, Ye are not my people, it says, There it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living God. So it's telling you, redemption is coming. Right now, in the lands that you're living in, you're being told you're not God's chosen people. God don't love you. Just like they told Jesus the Christ on the cross, if you are the Son of God, do something. That's what they're telling us. We are not God's people. How could you all be God's people? And suffering like this? God is supposed to give you everything. And that's a lie. That's what the Christian church tries to teach us, that we're supposed to have the best of everything. We're supposed to have the fat of the land. We're supposed to be living in heaven on earth. Lies. That's not the will of the Most High. Yes, he said he will bless us wheresoever we go. It says all nations shall be blessed because of us. Okay? But remember what it says in Deuteronomy chapter 28. If you fail to hearken unto these, then what will happen? Punishment. And that is where we are. So how can you have the best or be in control or be spoken of as the people of the Most High God when the Most High God has punished you? And they know this. The other nations know this. That's why it says, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, in all of these scattered nations. Right? And so it comes back and says, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God, because the Most High is going to take back the kingdom and let them see and know that we are his chosen people. All praises. So the majority will be in control, and the minority will no longer be the majority or the controller. All praises. So that is promised unto itself. All we have to do is stand fast in our resolve, be firm in our belief, trust in the promises. All praises, trust in the promises of the Most High. Okay, from there, let's go to Psalms 83. Psalms 83. And we'll read from verse 1. The book of Psalms, chapter 83. Because just like I told you, our people, we have a fascination with wanting the world to change now to suit us, to suit our needs, because of false doctrine. Because the Christian church always leads us astray, telling us, oh, we're supposed to have the best. We're supposed to be in charge because we worship that dead man on that idol cross that they have hanging in that church. He cannot give you what you want because he's not the Christ that we're supposed to be worshiping. He's not on the cross hanging in a church. He's at the right hand, seated on the throne of the Most High. All praises. That is who we're supposed to be worshiping. That is who we're supposed to be paying homage to. That is who we're supposed to be following. Not these wicked and idolatrous people who are on these pulpits teaching us false doctrine, lies, filling us with false hope, wanting us to be equal with the Edomite nation, which will never happen because they don't see us in that way. All praises, they don't see us in that way. Just like we read in Zechariah, they feel that they are superior to us and they're supposed to be. Okay? So let's go back to what I said, Psalms 83. We're reading from verse 1. And it reads, keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. All praises. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. Okay? So this is a cry for action. This is a cry for action. Calling out to the Most High. Remember it says, lament, wail, moan. And so this is what's happening. It says, keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. All praises. So let's read on, verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. You see that? And who's the enemy of the Most High? The very ones that he gave authority over the earth, authority over his chosen people. That's those wicked Edomites, so-called white man, the Caucasian, Esau. Verse 2, it says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, they have hate, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. Okay? And that's not just Edom, it's all the other nations who believe in idols, false gods, false doctrines. They are the enemies of the Most High. All right? And by any means necessary, they seek to overthrow his rule, seek to make him a liar, seek to have his people disobey and not believe in him and his word. All praises. So let's read verse 3. It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And so we know what that means. In every nation on this earth, that we who are the people of the Most High God are scattered in, where we were subjugated, enslaved by the minority that controls and rules this earth, the wicked. They have made many plans, set many agendas, work all kind of iniquity and wickedness to subjugate us, to control us. Because why? They know we are the people of the Most High God. And what does it say in verse 2? Thy enemies, they that hate him, they cannot do him anything, but they can do something to his people. And because they know that the Most High put us in their hands, they shared our blood. Just like we read back in what was it, Habakkuk? They shared our blood needlessly, senselessly, mercilessly, unforgivingly. And they don't feel as they did anything wrong, according to Zechariah. They don't feel as if they did anything wrong. They are guiltless, no remorse. All praises, guiltless, no remorse, none whatsoever. But let's finish read. It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Consulted against thy hidden ones. And that's us. Because the world doesn't know who we are as a nation, who we are as a people. They see us only as black people, black man, black woman, not as the chosen people of God, not as Hebrew Israelites. Okay? And it's all because of the crafty counsel. They made it that way and they keep it that way. Just like the Most High prophesied for us in Deuteronomy 28. It is all his will. Okay? Verse 4 says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Is that not so, saints? Is that not the way the world is today? Everybody worships and knows the minority and adheres to them as the majority. Nobody knows the majority because, as it says, we are the hidden ones. The crafty counsel made it that way, and they do everything to keep it that way. They want to keep us lost, fooled, asleep. Okay? Never want us to realize who we are. Because when we realize who we are, we know that we are the chosen people. We know that we are supposed to live in these commandments, these statutes, these judgments. We know that we're supposed to follow the word of the Most High God. And that's how we bring about the prophecies, which they do not want. Because they don't want their authority to be overthrown. They don't want to lose their kingdom. They don't want us to rise up. All praises, they don't ever want us to rise up. All right? Verse 5 says, for they have consulted together with one consent. You see that? They have consulted together with one consent. they are confederate against thee. Meaning all the nations come under one accord to subjugate us, the people of the Most High God. Okay? Remember what it says. We are like the sand of the sea, stars in the sky, innumerable, cannot be counted. And if we believe in prophecy, if we believe in the promise, that's what the Most High said he would do. And sure to his word, he has done that. So when you Google and you ask which nation or race of people is the greatest percentage, Google will lie to you. That's why we have to trust and believe in this word. All praises, we have to trust and believe in this word. So let's read Psalms 83 verse 5 again. For they have consulted together with one consent, all of the nations. They are confederate against thee, meaning they hate the Most High God. They want to overthrow him and want to keep his prophecies from being fulfilled. So they are going to destroy us by any means necessary, with cruelty, to inflict pain. That's why the Bible says mourn, lament, wail, all praises, because of the injustice and iniquity that Edom, the so-called white man, the Edomites, the Caucasians are doing to us. All praises. Let's look at verse 6. It says, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes. And verse 7, it says, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. All of them. That's why it says inside of verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee and against us. And it goes on to name more of these nations. It says, Asher also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Selah. All right? Verse 9, it says, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, and the brook of Kishon. And so we know what happened to those people. They were smited to the will of the Most High because they stood in the way of Israel. All praises. And verse 10 it says, which perish at Endor, they became as dung for the earth. So we see here that Edom and the other nations have taken counsel together to subjugate, destroy, kill, hurt, in cruelty all the people of the Most High God, because they know who we are. That's why we're called the hidden ones in verse 3. Because they don't want us to wake up. They don't want us to realize who we are. They don't want to proclaim the word of the Most High God as truth. All right, praises. So we have to be mindful, brothers and sisters. We must admonish one another. We must put in this work, trying to wake up at least one brother and sister. It is only what we do for the Most High and in the Most High that matters, that counts. Throughout our daily lives, all of that we do is for naught, because it does not bring anything to the kingdom. All praises. It's good to do righteous works. You have to do righteous works in the way that it brings to the kingdom. Because feeding a brother or sister doesn't help them. You're putting food in their stomach for today. We're giving them the living word of the Most High God that is food for a lifetime, bringing them to this knowledge and this truth. That is what counts. Putting a dollar in a brother's hand, that's righteousness, but that doesn't help. Waking him up to this truth, directing him to where he can go to find help in this word, in the commandments, in the statutes, the judgments. That is the real help. That's the work that you have to do in this kingdom. Putting a shirt on a brother's back, that's good righteous act, but that doesn't help him. Okay, brothers and sisters? We have to commit to the true, valuable, righteous acts and teachings to wake up our brothers and sisters, because just showing love is not going to cut it. They're going to speak good about you, yes. But are they going to say, oh, I know that brother or that sister is going to be reaped into the kingdom? No, they cannot. Because how many brothers and sisters did you wake up? How many souls did you try to lead to the Most High? In so doing, by good works, you'll be heralded and you are in keeping with the commandments, but you're not following the new commandment that Christ gave us. All praises. It says, go ye out into all the world and teach this. This is the food that we're supposed to feed to our brothers and sisters. Remember what Christ said to Peter. So, do you love me? He said, feed my sheep. Peter said, yes. Feed my sheep. He said, do you love me? Peter said, yes. And feed my flock. He said, do you love me? Peter said, yes. And feed my sheep. All praises. That is what we are admonished to do, brothers and sisters. Sitting down, reading our Bible every day, that's righteous. But not sharing this word with our brothers and sisters, trying to open the eyes, waking them up to this truth, to lead them back to this kingdom. It's a dishonor. All praises. So we have to get fully engulfed in the righteous acts. All right? So what do I want from there? Let's go to, where am I? James chapter 1, verse 1. James chapter 1, verse 1. Yeah, so these wicked, crafty council members have divided us from the Most High God. They have done all they can to keep us apart, that we cannot come together to be one nation, to pay homage to the Most High God, to wake up as a people. They have done all in their power. That's why you see they scattered us all over the earth, kept us apart, took the word of the Most High God from us, forbade us to read, to get knowledge, to get understanding, to attain wisdom. And what is wisdom? The fear of the Most High God. So they taught you to fear Massa, to fear the white color of their skin, the so-called white color of their skin, not to fear the Most High God, to fear Massa, the one that has the whip, the one that has the food, the one that put the shelter over your head. And right now, today, it's the same way. They teach you to fear the Edomite, the so-called Caucasian, the so-called white man, because they have the food, they have the money, they have the schools, they have the laws, they have the authority, they have the power, and they have the weaponry. So nothing has changed. So it was back then, so it is today. All praises. So let's go to James 1 and 1. It says, James, a servant of the Most High God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. You see that? So because of the crafty counsel that has banded together to scatter us throughout the earth, to enslave us, to suffer us with cruelty, to shed our blood, we have been set apart at odds against one another. All praises. We are a hidden people, unheard of, unknown. Hey, welcome back, Brother David. How you doing, man? You still
Yeah, man.
experiencing?
I had some battery problem again. It was
Mm.
one problem after the next, man.
All praises, brother. That's life. That's what we're talking about right now. That is what we're talking about right now, my brother. All
Yeah, the
because of
notice was
one
short
nation
still.
of people, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah, man. So anything you want to add before I move on?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it. Yeah, I mean, it was a divide across the council, a
Yes, sir.
crafty council
Mm-hmm.
to subjugate us, so that we don't really have an understanding of ourselves anymore.
That's right. All
And
praises.
yeah, they had help with the other nations too,
Yes,
like
sir.
the Arabs. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I mean, they're one of the biggest, second most conspiracy. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, you have the other nations too. And
Mm-hmm. Our cousins.
we as a nation, yes, they're really a cousin, the Ishmael.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and we, the Israelites, have to acknowledge that we are Israelites first of all, on
All
utmost,
praises.
and
That's
we
right.
have to get out of that colonialism
Mm-hmm.
mentality of calling
Mm-hmm.
ourselves West Indies, and
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, I'm a proud Jamaican. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
in many we are one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, the Messiah doesn't love us to be in one. You know what I mean?
No.
And then we have to be just our nation.
Mm.
It's an exclusiveness, you know, because
Yes.
we through Christianity believe that there is one gate, and then Saint Michael's at the
Mm-hmm.
gate, and he's
Mm-hmm.
gonna
Mm-hmm.
look for you in the book of life. But the Bible
Mm-hmm.
tells me that there's 12 gates.
All praises, brother.
Revelation
12
21:12.
gates. Yes, sir.
12 gates,
Revelation 21,
all
right?
for us.
Mm. Say that script again.
So
Revelation
we have,
21:12, right?
yes, Revelation 21:12.
Let me touch on that. Let me touch on that.
21:12, yes.
Yeah, Revelation chapter 21, verse 12.
Yeah.
That's another lie Christianity tries to teach our people. Reading from the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 12. It says,
Yes.
and had a wall great and high. So this is the vision that John had when he was at Patmos, I think it
John,
is.
see, yep.
Yep, and this is a vision of
Yeah,
the
Patmos, the
new
island of
Israel.
Patmos.
Yes, the new Israel coming down from the heaven to the earth. And this is what he saw when he's describing it. Revelation 21, verse 12. And it says, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates. You see that, Brother David? 12 gates, not one gate.
Speak it up, brother.
Yes, sir. All praises. Had
12
12
gates.
gates, and at the gates, 12 angels, not one angel.
Yeah.
All praises.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Sir, and names written thereon,
Not one
which
angel.
are the
Bring it out.
names
Bring
of
it
the
out, my brother.
12 tribes of the children of Israel. All praises. So there, we know, just like we just read, the 12 tribes of the
All
children
praises.
of Israel. So, brothers and sisters, don't believe the lie that you hear every Sunday in your Christian church, like Brother David just said. There is not one gate, there is not one angel standing over that gate. Okay? If you want to go to that heaven where there's the one gate, that sounds like that's the jail. We have many of them all throughout the earth. You can go there. And they have one prison guard at each gate. But the heaven that is promised to us, the kingdom that is promised to us, has
Alcatraz.
12 gates and 12 angels guarding those gates. So none of your Christian counterparts, none of those Edomites and the crafty councils can get past of any of those angels to get into none of those gates. Only we who are the chosen, all praises, only we who are the chosen, who, like Brother David said,
All praises.
has woken up, recognized, come into this truth that we are Israel and subscribe to one of those 12 tribes, then we are eligible to get into that gate, whose names are written in the book of life, stored in the kingdom of heaven, sealed by the Lamb through his blood. All praises. That is the gate that we want to
All
enter into.
praises.
Yes, sir. Yes, Brother David, that's a powerful fact, you know, because like you say, Christianity has our people blinded to this truth, man, blinded, you know. So, let me get to
Powerful.
my next chapter. I'm going to the book of Baruch in the Apocrypha. I'm going to read Baruch chapter 1, verse 19. You got your Apocrypha there, brother?
Yes.
All right. Yeah,
Just
I'm
got
going
lined up.
to Baruch chapter 1, verse 19. And it reads, since the day that the Lord brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt unto this present day, we have been disobedient unto the Lord our God, and we have been negligent in not hearing his voice. You see that? It says, and we have been negligent in not hearing his voice. And so we know why we don't hear the voice of the Most High God. And it's not because we're not listening. Well, we're not listening, but we think that the voice of the Most High God comes from pastors, comes from preachers, comes from teachers, comes from deacons, comes from churches. No, no, not so. To hear the voice of the Most High God, we must read this doctrine, read this word, because this is the true testament of the voice of the Most High God. Every minister, every teacher, every pastor should be, is supposed to be speaking this word of truth, unadulterated, unchanged, which is the voice of the Most High God. All praises. That's why you see the book says, any man that come to you
All
teaching
praises.
you some other doctrine than this that we have taught you. Eh? So this is the voice of the Most High God. Be not deceived. Let no man fool you. Okay? Anything you want to say on that, brother?
Yeah. But first and utmost,
Mm.
for us to make it to the kingdom of heaven, we have to do His commandments.
All
We
praises.
have
That's
to
right.
keep all of His holy days.
Yes, sir.
We have to. Yeah. It's the laws, the statutes, and commandments is that where we lack as a nation,
As a
and
nation.
we have
That's
to come
it.
back to Him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing that He gave us. only thing gave us was laws, statutes, and commandments. He didn't give
Mm-hmm.
us Christianity. He didn't give us
No,
Baptist and
no,
Pentecostal.
no.
He gave us the laws.
Mm-hmm. Gave us his word. That's why it says only to
So
Jacob.
until we get back to, yes,
Mhm.
until we get back, yeah,
Go ahead, brother.
yeah.
I'm listening. Go
It,
ahead.
paraphrasing it,
Mm-hmm.
he showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his commandments unto Israel.
All
He not
praises.
shown to anyone else.
Mm. Let's read that. That's Psalms 147, verse
So
19, I
those are
think.
the things that,
Yes. I'm going to read that, brother David. Psalms, I think it's
yeah,
147,
yeah.
19.
Okay, all right. Bring it out, bring it out.
Yes, sir. All praises. Psalms chapter 147, verse 19. And it says, He shewed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He, verse 20, he had not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. All praises. So, yes, just as you're saying, brother, the Most High only
All
deals
praises.
with us. We are the only people that he gave his statutes, his judgments, and his commandments, his word. All praises. We are the only nation.
Yes. All praises.
So that's another lie that the Christian church and all these other pagan religions try to teach our people to get them to believe that the word of the Most High God, our history, our school teacher, our law master was given to all other nations for their redemption, to guide them, to bring them into forgiveness. That's a lie. We just read that right here in Psalms 147, verse 19 and 20. So when they tell you that Edom, Ishmael, the Arabs, and all the Moabites can be saved, they're lying to you, telling you the word of God. And you know their favorite author, their favorite preacher, their favorite teacher, their favorite prophet. He's everything to them. That's the Apostle Paul. They take Apostle Paul's teachings and writing and construe it and
Yes.
corrupt it for their own privilege and purpose to mess with our minds.
Yes.
All praises. Anything you want to say, brother?
All praises. And secondly, too,
Mm-hmm.
they take Apostle Paul's writing
Mm-hmm.
verbatim,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you have to take you have to see the difference when it says what Apostle Paul says and what it says, thus says the Lord.
All praises. That's right. The voice of
So,
the
thus
Lord.
says the Lord
Mm-hmm.
has power over, is the voice of the Lord, period. Right? So,
Mm-hmm.
what
Mm-hmm.
Apostle Paul can always write in his vision, but it's thus said the Lord. That's what
All
takes
praises. That's right. That's what we just read. The
priority.
voice of the
We have to
Lord. The
acknowledge that.
voice of the Lord. Right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
We
And
just can't.
so our people,
I mean,
we
as a
need to
we just can't.
go ahead.
Yeah, to continue. Um, come to meetings and talk over this and read stuff and debate things with one another
Mm-hmm.
to get the fulfillment of the Messiah.
Right.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you always hear Christianity say that they have a personal relationship with the Most High,
Mm-hmm.
but they go home and they eat pork and lobster and crab. They celebrate
Mm-hmm.
Christmas and all that. So how
Mm-hmm.
could you be Christ-like?
That's right. How can you be a follower of Christ when you're breaking
and
the
you do,
commandments?
yes, the commandments,
Mm,
contrary to what he's tell Moses to tell us.
mm-hmm,
And they're famous,
mm. Because Christ say, if you say you
one
love
of their
me, like
famous
the Christian says, always say these things, love
phrases
me.
is that
Mm-hmm,
Christ came and do away with the law.
mm,
Yeah,
mm,
yeah.
mm-hmm.
If you love me, do my commandments.
That's right.
Yes.
All praises, brother. All praises. All right. So,
So we just got to continue reading.
yeah, man, that's what we have to do. We have to stay in these laws. We have to stay in these statutes. Stay in the word, because remember what the Bible say: all doctrine, all doctrine. It didn't say pick out some. It didn't say use some. It says all doctrine. So just stay in the word. More so, follow the commandments. Adhere to the statutes and the judgments, but stay in the word of the Most High God. Everything that we need to know, everything that we learn, everything that we want to know, because remember, it is wisdom, it is knowledge, and it is understanding. It is food for our very lives. All praises. Uh,
All
so
praises.
did we read Baruch 1 and 19? Yes, we did. Let's go to second
Yeah, you
Ezra.
did. You did already. Yeah.
All right, let's go to second Ezra chapter 6. Second Ezra chapter 6. Second Ezra chapter 6, and we're going to read from verse 54.
Oh,
Second Ezra chapter 6, verse
that's a
54, and it
strong one
reads,
there.
yeah?
This is a this is a nail in a coffin, man.
Yes,
I
yes,
said this is a
yes.
nail in a coffin.
Yes, sir. And it says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Verse 55. It says, all this have I spoken
Yes,
before
sir.
thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing. All praises. Thou hast said they are nothing. Right? So when we see that we go to all of these heathen religions, all of these heathen churches, all of these schools of philosophy, schools of science, schools of theology, what is that we're doing? We are cursing the word of the Most High God, right? Because we read here where it says,
Yes.
all of
Yeah.
these other nations and people, they are nothing. So when we
Nothing.
abandon
But
the word
be
of,
like unto spittle.
sorry? Yeah, that's what I'm
I was
saying.
just finishing
When we
off the phrases.
abandon,
It says that they are nothing, but be like
they are
unto
nothing.
spittle,
That's
and
right.
has likened the abundance of them unto a drop
That falleth from a vessel.
that fallen from a vessel.
Mm,
Thus said the Lord.
all praises. So when
So
we
I'm
abandon the
surely if
word
you
of
carry
the
a bucket
Most
of
High
water
God,
and a little bit drop out,
eh? Say that again, brother.
I said when you're carrying a bucket of water, if you're carrying a bucket of water
Mm.
and a little bit drop out, are you going to care about that little bit?
Oh no,
You're just going to
no, no,
continue
no, no.
walking your ways.
But you see what it says before that. It
And that's
says,
how the Messiah think about these people.
but you see what it says. It says, but be like unto spittle. You know what is spittle? It's even less than a drop.
Spittle. Yes,
Spittle.
spit.
That's right. When we're talking,
Listen.
spittle comes out of our mouth.
Yeah,
Not even
yeah.
not even a drop of spit.
More,
Spittle.
Yeah. So,
So
yeah.
that is what they are like.
Yeah.
Spittle. Yeah. So as I was saying, brother, when we abandon this word of truth and we go to partake into idolatry, false doctrine, by going to these schools and to these religions and to these teachers of false doctrine, we are cursing the Most High God because He says they are nothing. So, why do we feel the need to deviate from this truth, to go and learn what they are teaching us about ourselves when we have our history right here, our teacher right here, our schoolmaster, our guide, our laws, and we're going to pay somebody to teach us lies, pay somebody to indoctrinate us, pay somebody to lead us astray. How does that make sense? How does that make sense to you, Brother David?
It can't make sense. It can't make sense to me
It cannot. I can't fathom
because
it.
here we are as a nation of Israel, as
Mm,
a nation of Israel, we're going to a church and making sure that
mm.
we are teaching
Oh boy, the brother frees up right in mid conversation.
right? They're
Mm,
they're little kids. They're little kids
mm-hmm,
teaching us.
mm-hmm.
When we go to these synagogues and all these other, they're little kids teaching us.
Just as you said that, it reminds me of that Sabbath we were out teaching when those two young Edomite boys came. Say they are, what
Yeah,
do they say they are? They are
they're
what?
elders. They're elders, and I'm
Elders.
thinking, yeah. I
And
says,
you
I
ask them,
says
how old are they? Fellas say, both of us are 19.
19, and I'm thinking, yo, you're an elder.
And they are
What could you?
elders. All praises, brother,
Yeah,
all praises. Boy, listen, when we open up the word on those two, they were lost.
they were lost,
Lost.
man.
And they walking around with their Bible, with their sword, you know. They have their sword. But
They're
their
still.
sword is not the sword that the Most High God gave to us, his people. They have their sword. And their sword is only a little dagger. It's not even a sword. It's not a sword, it's just a dagger. But all praises, man. When you ask the young brother, how old are you? I mean, you could still see the milk around their mouth. Just came from their mother's breast. So they are the elders in the church leading the flock. Two 19-year-old boys. My Lord.
Yes,
I say,
and you're
I
gonna
say,
teach me about our God,
yeah, I
huh?
asked him, I said, do you know what that is you have in your hand? He said, yeah, that's the Bible. I say, which Bible is that? He said, the Word of God. I say, yeah. You see, when we turn to certain chapters, they would not open that book to read from that Bible because that Bible does not have the same thing that the voice of God is subscribed inside of our Bible. King James 16:11,
Yes,
the true word of the Most High God. They have their version that they firmly believe and trust and abide by. And that is what they want you and I, as the people of the Most High God, to follow, to read, to indoctrinate us with false doctrine and foolishness.
and yeah, because there's a verse in their book states
Mm-hmm,
that we Israelites come from Ham.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And by the way, did they say they were Mormons, I believe, right? Yeah, if I'm not
That
mistaken. I think they
eh?
said they
Did you
were
catch that?
Mormons. Sorry?
Yeah, they're Mormons. Yeah,
Okay,
they're
yeah, yeah,
Mormons, and
yeah.
then they say that we came from Ham,
Right, I've heard that. I've never saw that script, but I've
and then
heard
that's
it
why we
said.
dark because of the curse from. Yeah,
Yes.
because God. already blessed them. He couldn't curse Ham, so he cursed Canaan.
Uh-huh.
You know, and that's what makes them saying that we're Canaanites,
Okay, I
right?
see.
Right. And that's what
So,
became the dark skin because we were cursed
hmm
through Ham, yeah. And
so
that's what the Mormons. That's
that's
why when I see our people
mm,
calling themselves Jehovah Witness, you know what I mean?
mm,
It saddens me because Jehovah Witness, they're racist, right? Because when you
hmm
look, when you hear them talk about Moses' wife,
hmm
right?
hmm
Um, what nationality was she? She
She
was
was
Ethiopian.
Ethiopian. That's right.
Ethiopian.
Hmm
They have Moses' wife. I think her name was Zephora. Yeah, Zephora.
Yes, that's right. Zipporah.
Yeah,
Hmm
they have Moses' wife as a wife.
Got it cut out. Hey, brother David. Let me
Yes, I'm
finish
here.
up. Let me finish up this just second Ezra chapter 6, so I could be done with that. We stopped at verse
Yeah,
57, eh? Verse 57. It says, "And
yeah.
now,
You
O
started 50.
Lord."
Yeah.
Yes, it says, "And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us." Mm, you see that? So this is the whole premise of what this class is about. This speaks to what this class is about. It says, "Have begun to be lords over us and to devour us." So devouring us is not a pleasant thing. It speaks to the bloodshed. It speaks to the iniquities. It speaks to all of the corruption. It speaks to the hatred, to the dislike. It speaks to all of that. They devour us as a people so that we can never fully come to the realization of who we are. That's why you see they created that crafty council so that they can devour us in every land, in every nation, in every place that we are. Not just in the US, not just in Canada, not just in the Caribbean, but everywhere. They devour us as a people. All praises. Verse 58. "But we, thy people,
All praises.
whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands." You see that? Are given into their hands. That's the difference right there. We were put into their hands through the curses by the Most High God. And we read Deuteronomy 28. But they have taken it a step further. They have gone crafty and evil on us. They have subjugated us through death, through bloodshed, through punishment, through travail. That's why when we read back in the book, where was it that we read where it says wail in Psalms, sorry, Psalms 83. Was it
Yeah.
83? I
Yes.
think it was Psalms 82, where it says wail, where it says moon, where it says lament. Okay? That is why, because we are being devoured as a people, cruelly, suffering the most inhumane treatment. And it was not just back in the day of slavery, it is today. They have new devices, new ways, new means. I just read, sorry, not read, I just watched the thing with Hawaii today, where all those Hawaiians died because of the fire. And you know what the president of the United States says? He um, promised to give $90 million to restore the infrastructure with the electricity. All of those people died All of those people died. And that man, he didn't have the heart to say, listen, let's send someone down there to try to console those people, to let them see us who are Edom, who are the controllers of this nation where you are a part of us as a people. Let's send someone down there to console those people, to show them our support. The only thing he talked about is what they control, money to rebuild, because he's not trying to rebuild because of the people. He's trying to rebuild because it's a part of their territory, their land. That is the
Yeah.
only reason why he is talking about rebuild. Doesn't care about those people. Just from the mere fact of how he came on to the podium and spoke, he doesn't care about those people. They could go elsewhere as far as he's concerned. They gave them solace in the fact that, okay, we want to rebuild. We heard what the people said. Don't
Appreciating that.
rebuild. Yeah, they don't want
In
them to rebuild. They want to mourn. Let us mourn first our loss. But they are adamant they want to
yeah.
rebuild. Rebuild. That's the only thing they're worrying about. Rebuild. You see? That is them and their might, their power. They have no concern. That's why when we read in Zechariah and it says they don't feel like they are doing anything wrong.
Wrong. Yeah.
They don't
They
feel
have
like they're
that,
doing anything wrong.
and
No
yeah, they
compassion
have,
for us.
yeah, they have that narcissistic mentality, that spirit, that what I
Yeah.
mean. They just do it, call
Hmm.
anything that they want to call, and you
Yeah.
gotta agree with it.
Yeah, because
You
they
know what I
have the
mean?
power, the authority,
Right. And they've always done it. They've always done it like that. Because
and will
it's just
continue to
coming,
do
yeah, it's just coming to more to light now. Because a
it.
man can walk into a woman's washroom and says, yeah, you know what? I identify myself as a woman. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Come on, like, come on, man.
It is
You know what I mean?
crazy.
Like, that is,
It is crazy.
you gone too far with
Yeah,
this thing now.
I tell you, man. I just saw the video the other day. The sister, well, so-called sister, because we can't speak for everybody. Although through the spirit we are brothers and sisters, but this sister was talking about the Black Lives Matter thing that occurred, where all of this happening that took place, where we as a nation of people in the United States of America, we were suffering an egregious time when our people were being killed. There was killings, maybe every month, shootings every day. You understand? And so some Edomites came up with this slogan, Black Lives Matter, where they created this GoFundMe thing where everybody was donating into it, and nobody was watching the money. Nobody was watching what was happening behind the scenes. But all of our people in the US and around the world, no doubt, were on board. They were on board. And whoever was donating, they were donating. Whoever was marching, they were marching. But to say the least, in the end of the day, this sister was saying, I told you guys this was a scam, and these people got millions of dollars, and nobody can account for what they did with it. I said, this sister has to be mad because our people, this is nothing new to them. We've been shafted, we've been screwed, we've been done over many times because we're looking just like the Bible told us, mourn, wail, cry, but we're mourning, wailing, and lamenting and crying to the wrong people. How can you cry to your enemy and ask them to lift their foot off of your head, off of your neck, off of your shoulder, off of your back? They don't see you as equals. Okay? So we took that time to go
Yeah.
out there to voice our cries, to voice our opinion, to be heard, to be seen, but to no avail. All it was for, it was being pushed, heralded, and pushed by these Edomites because of the money. But here we are, still being killed, still ignored, still unequal, still downtrodden, still impoverished, and all of the money that was raised through our cries, our lamenting, and our wailing, it's gone. We didn't get a dollar out of it. Nothing. And guess what? Nobody feels bad because they feel they had their time in the sun. They had their time in the limelight. Their voices were heard. That's how they feel. But just as we read, brother, there is no help on this earth that is coming for us. Thus said the Most High God, except that day when the sky cracks and the Christ comes down to redeem us as his people. That is the only help that we're going to come. Before you joined, I had made mention. We had Martin Luther King, we had Malcolm X, we had all these brothers and sisters who came before, all tried to change the world, tried to save our people. And look what happened to them. And look where we are today still. Still downtrodden, still a byword, still cursed, still living in impoverished. Nothing has changed. And still not seen as equals in the eyes of the enemy. All praises. So you have anything to say to that before I end this
All praises.
session, my brother? You have anything to
No,
add
no,
before I
that
end?
was you said a mouthful.
All right, brother. All praises. All praises.
Um, yeah,
Mm. Okay, so I just want to read one
we
last
just gotta
script.
continue.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, we're gonna continue. Like we have to keep continuing collectively as a nation. Come back to God.
All praises.
Come
That's
back to
right.
his
That's right.
his laws and his statutes. Come back to
Mm.
his rules. Come back to his
Right.
regulation, and things gonna start work better for us.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Times are short
Mm.
now.
Oh
We're in
yeah.
the 11th hour, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, my brother. We are in that day, in
Yeah,
that time, in that hour. All praises. So I'm gonna cut
yeah.
this right now. I'm gonna read this last script, and
It's
then
not
we're
a
gonna be out.
coincidence.
I'm gonna read Revelation chapter 21. We're gonna read from verse 4. Revelation 21, verse 4. We're gonna end this at verse 5. That's what I want. Yeah, verse 5. And it reads, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. All praises. Verse 5. And he that sat upon the throne
Oh,
said,
praises.
behold,
Come
I
here,
make all
Shirella.
things new. Sorry, go ahead, brother. Verse 5, it says, and he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. All praises. For these words are true and faithful. So if we who are the chosen of the Most High, we say that we believe in the Most High God. We say that we believe that Jesus the Christ was his son, sent to redeem us through his blood and his death. We say that he is the Son of the Most High God. We say that we follow him. All praises. We say that he is at the right hand of the Most High God, risen from the dead. We say that he is coming back to deliver us one day. This is the promise of that deliverance, brothers and sisters. Revelation chapter 21, verse 4 and 5. This is the promise of that deliverance. All praises.
All praises.
So I say shalom, Most High in Christ bless. And again, it was indeed an honor and a pleasure to be back in your presence. I myself and Brother David, we thank you for all those who have tuned in after such a long time of being away from you. You know, it is the will of the Most High. And in our everyday life, we all have our trials, we have our tribulations, we have our tests. And so we must go through these things, each one to himself. All praises, each one to himself. And I know I promised for that to be my last book and chapter, but let me read Revelations chapter 3 and verse 12 so that we can be mindful. Revelations 3, sorry, Revelations 3 and 11. And it says, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast. Meaning, everything that you have been taught, everything that you know, everything that you read from this book, from this word, that some person, some teacher, some righteous brother of this true word has taught you. Hold fast to that. Do not deviate from it. Do not falter. Do not waver. Remember, we read that it says, do not waver in your faith. Do not waver. Okay? And it goes on to say that no man take thy crown. All praises that no man take thy crown, because the enemy don't want to see us get into the kingdom. They don't want to see us live righteously. They don't want to see us live in these laws, statutes, and commandments. They want
No.
as many as that can to fail and fall away from this truth, from the goodness, and from the love of the Most High God. Okay? So with that being said, shalom, Most High in Christ bless. Brother David, you be safe, enjoy. Until we meet again, saints. Shalom.
Come here, Shirella. Come here,
All
Shirella.
praises. All
Come here,
praises.
Shirella.